Welcome everyone. Welcome to the last amateur placement match on the ladder and an amateur cast for me. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the last amateur cast for me, but this is certainly the last one that I need to be actually placed on the ladder somewhere. Probably not very good, but there you go. Anyway, it's going to be the Blue Shift LE map in the upper right corner of the map. It is moi spawning as the red Zerg, and in the lower left, or reft if you want, it is Storm Raider with a capital R as the blue Terran. Now, like I said, this is the fifth and last match. It didn't really... every now and then I went for maybe one or two matches versus AI, just to get a little bit of a feel, because, you know, I do other stuff and then, oh wait, I need to do this, I need to do that, I forgot, so my fingers need to work faster, and so on and so forth. So my opponent is going for a scout over here, while I am also sending my overlord out just to be on the safe side. Oh, actually, he's doing something else. Is he actually doing some proxy barracks here? Because he's certainly not scouting. He's making a wall off with the barracks in the home base, which, of course, I guess, obviously you didn't know, but against me, that's not something you really have to worry about. Definitely not in the first stages of the game, because I'm just a very sort of slow and turtling player, which I suppose is Zerg, maybe not the best idea, because versus Protoss, when they get a big ball up and running, that's not a good idea. And, oh, it's a factory. And versus Terran, you also don't want them to max out on mech, for example. But, you know, I'm trying to improve, and we'll see how this goes. I'm already going for a hatchery. I'm still following that 14 pool, 15 hatch build that I'm trying to do, and of course trying to keep on top of the larva injects. Now I'm going for that roach warren, which I found that if I didn't go like last time versus the Zerg opponents, it sort of bit me because I was too slow with that. So now I'm just, you know, going for some quick Zerglings maybe at the beginning, and of course that Roach Warren. So I've got oh yeah, my Overlord is being shot down over here, which is kind of unfortunate, but I do see that barracks, so nothing too special from my opponent. He's already going for 3-3 gas over here, but obviously I have no idea about that. In fact, he's going for a factory and start port over here, as well as a reactor. He's gonna be getting those double medivacs, I suppose. Oh, you know what? Sorry about that. I should probably reduce the volume of this. Really sorry about that. There we go. Okay, we'll see what comes out of that. So I'm going for the Zergling speed because, well, especially in the last match against the other Zerg, I saw just how much Zergling speed means when the majority of your army is just Zerg, or Zerglings. So I'm going for that. I'm going for some Zerglings. I'm going for another queen because I want to have one queen at each of the hatcheries. I found that that's sort of the easiest for me to do. Just get a queen for each and then cycle between the bases to inject them. So I've got a roach up as well, and all these overlords. This is something I'm not very good at yet. You see how, you know, each hatchery goes to a mineral line for the drones and then a rally point for everything else. Now, unfortunately, I like to have my army rallied somewhere, but for the overlords, they also rally to that army point, and then I'm just stuck with a bunch of overlords that I forget about, all in the same place. Now, here we go. Here's already a drop incoming with the double, what are they, cyclones or something? I forgot what they're called, actually. Now, this is my first Terran drop, I believe. A cyclone, there we go. These are pretty good in the early game. My one queen trying to defend over there. It might, yeah, it's gonna go down. That's not very good from me. And he's trying to fly away. Now at this point, I'm a little bit pissed off because he actually got a kill on quite a few drones and my queen. So I'm trying to make sure that I get at least a kill or two here if I'm lucky. Which at the moment, I'm not. But I'm definitely not allowing him to do more harassment at this point in the game. Now, here's what I also found out. As you see, my minerals are going up to 800 because, there's a Liberator here, which is not good news for me. I am having that Spine Crawler go up. Actually, 2 Spine Crawlers. Oh, that was a misclick. That was a huge misclick. I thought I was going for spore crawlers, but no, look at that. Everything gets cleaned up. I moved my drones away. This is certainly not good. My hatchery is being attacked now, but that spine crawler will actually help clean it up. Of course, these two liberators are not going to allow any more production to be going on over here, but finally that one spore crawler is here. They're actually killing all the larvae. I didn't know they could do that much damage. I thought, you know, the larva had a lot of armor. Now that medevac, I think, might have spotted my zerglings or speedlings and the roach army here. But of course, I don't have any banelings, so this isn't really going to work. I tried to push through here by attacking his supply depots, but there's simply not enough space to do so. And of course, now he's going to repair it as well. And this is something that I have to remember as a new player. I have to learn how to disengage. Now, this liberator here is destroying my overlord. Not something you'd probably see in a match with more skilled people, but I do have another spore crawler here, and once again he's going to be attacking my drone line here. Not very nice, Mr. Storm Raider. Not very nice. I don't like that. I'm still rallying more army to over there to his natural. I'm trying to deny him from expanding, while of course he's also denying my mineral line here. Successfully getting 7 kills there. Not very good. But finally, I do move that queen into range, and he seems to be preoccupied with other things to actually do anything about that. There's still one liberator over here threatening to go into that mineral line, because pretty much I have nothing apart from this spore crawler. I did not remake that queen yet, which, you know, in retrospect, not very good. Now here he tries to expand into the natural, but I'm already waiting for him there, and he doesn't really have enough army there. See, if I were... Well, he does have that siege tank, so never mind. I couldn't really push up there. Not without our Ravagers. I would need Ravagers in this case. Maybe bring a Overlord to this area so I could spot the high ground, and then bile the siege tank. But of course, here's the thing. This was one of my first matches where... Well, as you can see from the length of the video, it was just going on for quite some time, and there was so much to do. It was quite ridiculous how much clicking I needed to do, and in retrospect, I'm starting to think that maybe the Zerg race isn't for me. I do have that Baneling nest. He's going for +1 and some Marauders, and I'm now finally going for more Banelings, which was also not a very good idea because he can spot everything that's going on here. And considering I don't have Baneling speed upgrade, that's just not going to work very well at all. He's also going for more Marines, and I'm trying to drone up again. Now, these Banelings will be mostly wasted on these Marauders. He's actually blocking the way over there. Quite nicely done. All the Banelings get wasted on those couple of Marines, and I just, well, say goodbye to my roaches over here. Well, that liberator over here has been forgotten, and for some reason I don't see it either. I don't know if it's actually out of my vision. Is it out of my vision? No, it's not. It's actually in vision. I'm just preoccupied. I'm very bad at multitasking. I'm definitely very, very bad at multitasking. See, these roaches are just gonna get sacrificed here. There you go. And now he can finally put his natural expansion down. Well, I was already at 3 bases for quite a while now, but of course I did lose a fair few drones. 17 to be exact, while he only lost 1. Not very good. Not very good. But yeah, this was the match that taught me that Zerg have just so much micro stuff to do. As far as economy goes, you have to inject the queens. You have to produce loads of drones to saturate the mineral lines, but you have to do that with anyone. However, the drones get used up as you build buildings, so you have to make more drones as you build buildings. Then you have to, like I said, queen injects every time on every one of these hatcheries. You have to have a queen ready. I'm actually making one now. These Zerg really aren't, I suppose, that known for drops, because well, there's a big army over here, and he's got a liberator watching that area. Because you have to actually research that with the Zerg, so your overlords can put troops in and then drop them. So it's really not that common to see Zerg drops anywhere. And of course, also, if you've noticed, my creep spread is not very good because I am preoccupied with other stuff. Now, he's already at plus +1 attack, and I think +1 armor as well. Now, I'm caught a little bit off guard here, but I do have all the Zerglings and the Roaches. Now, it would be great. Yeah, there we go. I'll clean that up. There was a bit of a miss micro by my opponent, but of course he's going for another drop over here, and he's got another Marauder just attacking my Spinecrawler here, which does finish up, so fortunately that will get cleaned up. But, yeah, I'm just trying to prevent those really annoying drops from happening. He's going to my other base, and this is where you see how important it is to have creep spread across your bases at the very least. Because if that wasn't the case, I'm trying to catch up with that queen to... No, that's not gonna happen. Come back. Because over here, this part, for example, because it doesn't have creep, it does shave off a second or so from my units being able to support this position here. Now I'm once again not making another queen. This was also another thing that's been quite annoying. I'm going finally for some Ravagers over here. I've been trying to... He's actually floating away the starport now. That was interesting. So he simply built that for the Medivacs and the Liberators. Now I'm feeling fairly confident at this point that I've got a fairly large army, but of course if we if we see that now in observer mode, you see that my army is actually one less supply than his, so that's not gonna work so well perhaps. I am trying to push though, and he does have some siege tanks. No siege tanks on the high ground though. He does have 3 siege tanks, which are unsieged at the moment, and I'm just waiting for more support to come. But yeah, I've noticed that especially when queens get destroyed, here we go. That's not really something you want to do, MetalCanyon. Go back. I do have those biles coming down, but really just randomly, and I have to learn to disengage. I've been overstaying my welcome far too long here, and I saw him move there, so I thought, wait a second, he's probably going to move. I should just go right now if he's going for my base. And unfortunately, yeah, those biles should really go down on the siege tanks, I think. Although I think they can do quite a bit of damage to the bio as well. Anyway, I go back limping, trying to get enough minerals to support my entire bloody army. Actually, sorry, enough gas, because those Ravagers do take a bit of gas to produce. So his army is mustering over here, while I'm not that great, 64 at the moment, and trying to get more roaches, as you can see, for... Now he's going for a lot of upgrades. This is also something I've been lacking in this game. You can see he's going for, this is vehicle weapons, this is the concussive shells for the Marauders. There's a stim pack, a bit of a late stim pack, I think, and +1 armor upgrade for infantry. He's just going to tech up much sooner than I am, and it's going to be very painful, which I should have done now that I think about it. I don't even have the evolution chambers. I'm going for a macro hatchery in my main just to spend more of those minerals that I have far too many of. And here we go, quite a big engagement. My expansion here is being threatened. I do have those Ravagers. I do throw those biles down, not very successfully. He's splitting his army quite nicely, but I don't really have any banelings at the moment. I should be going... There we go. I'm going for those tanks. I'm right-clicking them. And at this point, I think, oh, wait a second. I've actually cleaned this up, but of course at the cost of my own army as well. So maybe not such a good idea. I'm trying to hug this tank because I know for a fact that they cannot attack at extreme close ranges, and I do want to take it out before I take the Marauder, even though I know that the Marauders can do quite a fair bit of damage against roaches, which I believe are considered armored. Either way, there's 2 Medivacs here, which would be nice if I got them down, but of course I don't really realize they're there. So yeah, my macro is suffering. I don't have the queens everywhere where I should. My queens get either split up or they go into different places. My creep spread is very bad. So all, you know, pretty big newbie mistakes. I've expanded into another hatchery, and I've got a fair bit of army over here, much more than Storm Raider has at this point. Of course, I don't know that. And he's going to go for another push. That's quite brave, expanding over here. Now I finally realized, wait a second, I need a lot more gas for all these Ravagers. That's where the build orders and all of that come in. Because if you know you're going for a Ravager build, you know that you have to go get more gas at a certain time, so you have, you know, enough gas to actually make all those Ravagers later. Now he's going for another expansion over here, his third expansion, while I'm also in 3. And as far as I've seen Zerg players, you always want to be on more bases and mining for more bases than your Terran or Protoss opponent. Now over here, I wanted to expand as well, but he had this reactor, which I don't think I ever really cleaned up, which maybe in retrospect was not such a great idea. I could have sent like a couple of Zergling there just to take care of that. And here we go, that hatchery is going to take down. It's quite ridiculous how just a couple of... Oh no, he's going to disengage actually. No, he's going back. What are you doing, MetalCanyon? Oh yeah, I want those siege tanks to go down. Here comes the Biles. Boom! That was quite nice. I do clean that up eventually. Unfortunately, I don't really have any Hydras, which I'm thinking about doing somewhere about now. I also reveal those Banelings, and here's the Liberator. Ow, he does get off a shot at one of the roaches, but doesn't actually kill it. So I'm feeling fairly okay at this point, even though I'm quite annoyed at all the attacks on my bases, and I'm actually going for a counterattack here. Perhaps not the best idea, but this is what I've been thinking. If I took down his entire army and I still have quite a bit left, maybe I should go for a counterattack. No, MetalCanyon, what are you doing? You could have taken that tank down. Oh no, that's... See, when you're watching this stuff, it's quite interesting from an observer viewpoint, because you get so much more information, which of course he's going for a +1. There you go. Or is that even more? I'm not sure. Yeah, he's got 2 armor and I've got nothing. Nothing. That's probably what really killed me in this game, because otherwise it wasn't really that bad. But yeah, there we go. He's going for +3 infantry armor, +1, or is that +2 infantry. He's going for vehicle plating as well. So he's just doing a much better macro game than I am. There we go. Let's go. He's probably going to attack at this point, and I decide to disengage because of that Liberator. I really don't have anything to counter that at this moment. Finally going for the Hydras. That hatchery does go down, unfortunately. I pull away my drones, and here's my puny counterattack. I want to get rid of that tank, and I do that. The Spine Crawler is helping here somewhat. So, maybe not such a bad idea that I did spend the resources. Those medevacs still have some Marines in there. Actually, that's 2 Marauders. 1 medevac does go down. Now, at this point, I know that he's going to be juggling me around, so I try to split my army up. Did I split my army up? MetalCanyon, what are you doing? Split your army. I thought I did split my army here. Oh yeah, I want to protect this area. Not really sure why, because it doesn't actually have a hatchery. And I actually decided to expand in a very strange area here, just because I refused to take down that reactor. I should have sent some Zerglings there. And actually, looking at it now, his army is, well, almost half of mine. I know that Zerg need more army, though. Oh yeah, this expansion will go down, I think. No, there's that Liberator. He simply lifts up. I should be more assertive, perhaps. I see that Liberator zone coming down, a Liberation zone, and I just pull away immediately. I'm destroying these rocks so I could have more space to maneuver. And come on, attack. Attack right now. There you go, come on. Take them all out. I'm trying to micro my roaches a little bit. Trying to move and attack, as I've seen many players do it. But I'm losing a lot of them. Too much. No, I'm overstaying my welcome. I really should have gone back home here. I lose my entire army to those siege tanks. Really not something you want to do. That Ravager took a nice flight there. Maybe I should zoom out as well. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I lost far, far too much there. That's, I believe, one of the big mistakes. Oh, yeah. Units being rallied to the wrong point. I actually could harass this with Zerglings. Just easy. Of course, he would come to defend it, but if I had a Zergling run by here, I could get rid of a lot of workers there. Now, he is going to spot this expansion here, and it's completely undefended. There's not even Queen there, which wouldn't really do much at this point. Is he going? Yes, he's going to do that. I move my army to... And there's still roaches being rallied to the wrong place. That hatchery does go down. So unfortunately, that drop was very much successful, and now he's going to try and harass more. This was a big problem I had, the harassment. I'm not very good at stopping these at all. Now this is where I decided, hey, he's going to drop over here and attack both sides. I'm going to split my army, because I know he's going to try to go back down here again. So here we go. I'm quite proud of that. Yeah, I feel like a proper player. Look at that! Attacking from high ground while sending my Zerglings down there so he doesn't have an escape plan. Of course, he could always just load up into his medevacs and go. Here we go. Wow, that... How did that Marauder survive that? That was insane. It's actually still alive, being chased by that queen while I have some Zerglings. I could have done that. That Marauder is still alive. That's insane. He's still alive. There we go. Finally. I do have those evolution chambers up, going for the +1. I already have the +1 missile attack and +1 armor, but it's just too little too late. I needed more, and I need those Hydras for all these medevacs. I suppose what I should have done is maybe go for Mutalisks, which could have dealt with the medevacs, and they could also be used for excellent harassment of the mineral lines, because at this point he really doesn't have much in the way of anti-air apart from the Marines. Uh-oh, here we go, another stim. He's going for my Roach Warren, which is not very good for me, but I do clean it up. And now he's destroying my creep, which the creep spread is just really bad, like I said. And he's going to attack from two sides. Lots of my drones just being ignored here because he's rallying these units. That queen might go down as well. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that engagement over there. He's bringing more medevacs loaded with Marauders here, doing quite a good job trying to clean all that up. I should micro these guys to move forward. Those guys want blood, but they don't have any space to do it. So yeah, quite some bloody engagements. And ooh, that queen could get some nice kills here. No, I pull it back. They're so low in health. I don't understand. Oh, there we go. I don't understand why I didn't put some creep tumors over here and just put some spore crawlers on these edges. That would have shut down any such drops, I think. I need to be more aggressive with those. But at this point, I was really hurting for economy. My main base is pretty much mined out. My natural is very, very low. So I'm basically just mining from two bases. This one is oversaturated, is already running low, and another one which is not even close to saturated. So I'm really hurting for minerals right now. I do have those, I do have plenty of gas, which I have nothing to spend it on because I want those Hydras out, more roaches and everything, but everything requires gas at this point, apart from Zerglings, really. Now he's going for another expansion here, which, as you can see, I should be going for. Look at that difference in income. He's using mules, most likely. Yeah, here are the mules, but look at that, 3,000, while I'm only barely, not even touching 2,000. I mean, that's not where you want to be as Zerg. Obviously, you know, mules are going to be a huge help here, but... And honestly, 2 Ravagers are just not going to cut it. Look at the upgrades. He's got 3 armor for infantry, 2 attack for infantry, and already going for 3 attack for infantry. So he's keeping on top of the teching up while I'm doing nothing. And it is, like I said, it was this game that taught me just, you know, as it was going into the 24th minute, I was getting tired. Look at all my overlords chilling out. If you were to send a couple of Vikings here, that would be painful. I could try to counter that with queens and a couple of the Hydralisks, but that would be horrible to just supply block me a lot. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. I do have a fairly sizable army at this point, but I'm just not very good at engaging. Also, you know, I really should leave some units back home to defend, like Zerglings and Roaches, but I very much often like to use my select entire army command. There we go, that hatchery will go down. There's no point in fighting that. No point in fighting that, MetalCanyon. Don't. Just, where are you going? I really should destroy these rocks as well, or should have, should I say. He's already dropping over here as well. Yeah, this guy loved to drop, and of course he was doing a good job harassing me, because look at this. This is a 2-pronged attack now. I did split my army, actually. Look at that. I'm quite proud of that. Even though I do lose both of the hatcheries, but all those loaded medevacs go down. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, look at that. That was actually extraordinarily painful. And if you look at the difference in the army, I should have realized that. And I am going for a counterattack right now. But again, I don't really have the Ravagers to deal with the all these Liberators and the siege tanks. I really should have something. There we go. He's gonna siege those up really quickly. That one firing at extreme range. Just I'm trying to move out of the area where the siege tanks can actually fire on. I'm cleaning up his army, but it's those siege tanks that are the MVPs. There we go. They're sieging up over there. Come on. I'm trying to focus fire the siege tanks, moving and attacking. But at this point, I'm just losing so much. My army is getting whittled down. I'm trying to focus fire those Liberators as well, because they're just doing so much damage in those liberation zones. And once again, pushing too much, overstaying my welcome. It's just losing my entire army. I'm betting that's something you don't often see in StarCraft 2 games, unless you're watching an absolute newbie play like I do. Now look at this. This is just sad. Just long distance mining from all of these, because I have so much to do. You know, and so little in the way of minerals that I'm not even rebuilding my hatcheries when I should have. In retrospect, building a hatchery should have been my priority here, instead of just making more and more zerglings and hydras and everything, because right now we're sort of equal. And if I think about it, if I had been on top of my upgrades, that push could have gone a lot better. I think I do have the hydra upgrades. I do have the... Wait a second. Did I not go for those upgrades? The range and the speed upgrade. Oh god, this is all gonna get cleaned up here. That's bad. Now at this point I see, oh no, hydras are just way too slow. I should just engage. I'm trying to snipe down that medevac, which I do, but at this point I'm just very, very low on my army, low on supply, low on minerals. It's not going that great. I'm feeling the pressure at this point. He's cleaning up those creep tumors of mine here. I'm trying to prepare for that incoming army. The creep is nice as far as that goes. Speed, and it gives you vision. But what are the... Oh, the banelings, which are going to get spotted before the army even gets... I mean, before I can even attack them. No, it's not? Okay, never mind. Don't waste those. No, don't waste those. Do not waste those. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't waste those. God, I really thought I would waste those. And these SCVs are actually repairing each other now. Yeah, that's just it. See, all these overlords being rallied to this position where I was remaking my army. But at this point, it's just mostly over. I've got an abundance of gas. My opponent is much better at spending gas than I am. I've got plenty of drones that are doing nothing. I do actually get the idle drones and have them do something every now and then. I'm going for the sneaky lower right expansion, but to be completely honest, I wasn't really going for sneakiness. I was just going for something, because I'm not really sure why I'm not re-expanding over here with a hatchery. I think I do eventually go for that. But while I try to get my economy up and running again and all the creep tumors down, my opponent is preparing another big army, and the upgrades is just ridiculous at this point. He's got 3 upgrades for attack, and I've just got pretty much nothing. In fact, those evolution chambers are just sad now. This one is still bleeding here, thinking to himself, why did you even make me? Finally, that hatchery goes down. Finally. But yeah, that's definitely something I would have to work on, getting more upgrades. But like I said, it gets quite a bit overwhelming for a new player like me. Building more hatcheries, building more drones, fighting the enemy, fighting off all the drops, being on top of the queen injects, making sure you have enough gas for all the stuff you need to do. Oh wait, I need a spore crawler. I need a spine crawler. Oh wait, I need to put the evolution chambers down. Oh wait, the roaches need a speed upgrade, and so on and so forth. It's just endless. You really, really need to play this game a lot to be a lot better. Of course, you know, It's pretty logical over here, but here we go. That's a lot of Marines with the shield upgrade, so they get a lot more health. It's only 2 medevacs, but I think that's going to cut it because the army right now is 81 versus 29 supply. That creep tumor is gonna go. He's stimmed up, but it doesn't really matter that he did because here's my Zerglings and here's the Banelings. Come on! Oh, that was actually quite some nice Baneling connects there, but not enough. Far too little, far too late. His upgrades are just way too much, and so is his economy. His economy has actually slowed down now because he's only he's mining from 3 bases still. Yeah, he is. While I'm mining from 2 and not very good at that. And at this point, I lose the Baneling nest. I lose another hatchery. I lose pretty much all of my army. There's one Spinecrawler, hero Spinecrawler, trying to do something, but unfortunately not really getting to do anything. This queen goes down. All my Zerglings that were still being built and being rallied over there. Yeah, that's it. You won the game, Storm Raider. Fair and square. Well played. I should have added there as well. But that was pretty cool. I felt that that was a much better game for me because it was more sort of even. It wasn't, you know, a clear cut in one or the other direction. So I quite enjoyed that. But I do have to say that I got quite fatigued, you know, clicking and doing this and remembering the queen injects and oh no and oh this and drops and blah blah blah. I think I would have, I don't know if I would have won because this is I would say a much better player than I am. I actually found out that he's like a medium gold as well player. But I think I would have fared better if I kept at least a little bit on top of the upgrades and especially my macro. I should have destroyed this. I should have made more hatcheries, made more. I actually created, I think at some point, like 90 drones. I had like 90 workers, which is, I think, a little bit above where you want to be, but that's pretty good. Anyway, do you want to see where I got on the ladder? Let's check it out. And here it is. I got Silver League, the whatever one that is, 99 rank. So in essence, I'm in the highest possible Silver League of the Hartley Pepper division, but I'm on the bottom of the league. So you know, that's okay. I'm almost close to gold. I'm not really, because there's a lot of players between me and them. I got 3 losses and 2 wins. So that will change, of course, if I play more. But I'm starting to think that Zerg might not be the best idea for me. Something slower, like Protoss, maybe. I think that'd be better. A little less base micro required. Or should I say macro? Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments below if you have, how you've enjoyed the cast, and so on and so forth. And I'll see you maybe next time if we do more StarCraft. Bye-bye.